Hello, you guys. Welcome to this masterclass from badass to binge free. I am so excited for this masterclass. I haven't done a free 3-day masterclass in a long time, so I'm excited to connect with you guys and share so many golden nuggets with you guys over the next 3 days. And I'm just letting a few of you guys in. Helena's here. Helena, hi, Claire. Good to see you on camera. Maria, Cara, Aaron, welcome you guys. So if this is the first time you've ever done a masterclass with me, let me know. If you come to all my trainings and you're a current client, you can say hello. Let me know in the chat box as well too. So I know that there's going to be tons of breakthroughs that are going to happen for you inside of this masterclass because I'm going to share both the strategy and the mindset behind someone who becomes binge free. I'm literally pulling back the curtains and sharing it all. You know, as someone who has conquered binge eating myself, I really do know what it takes to work through the mindset blocks. This is a journey that's not like I'm ready to conquer binge eating and it's like smooth sailing the whole time. There's ups, there's downs, there's good days, there's hard days, and working through the mindset piece is very, very, very important. And then also the strategy of actually knowing what to do to rewire your brain, to eliminate your urges, to quiet the food noise in your mind, that is also very important as well too. Okay. Now, throughout this masterclass, I don't want you to just plug in and listen. I don't want you to kind of be here, but kind of be somewhere else. It's like, I want you to be here in this moment present. I want you to soak in all the information, not just hear information, because knowledge without implementation isn't actually very helpful. So I want you to be here. I want you to be present. I want you to listen to the trainings, but I also want you to make a change. I actually want you to implement immediately. You don't have to wait until 3 days are done. You can literally start today. Every single thing that I'm sharing with you guys today about the mindset, you can start implementing ASAP. Okay. Aaron says, current client, never miss a training. Yes, you are on everything. I love it. So good. So before we dive into today's training, which is all about the mindset, which is going to be really, really incredible training, I wanted to let you guys know I'm doing a giveaway. So there's going to be chances to win anywhere between $111 to $330 badass credits that can be used towards any of my programs. If you are a current client, you can use this towards VIP, some personalized coaching. So all you need to do is, this was in your email and it will be sent to you again, but all you need to do is either leave a rating and review on the Ditch Decade Diets podcast, and then just screenshot it and send me a message to say, you know, I've done it. Or throughout the 3-day masterclass, as you're having breakthroughs, as I'm sharing something, and you're like, I never really thought of it that way. Or like, that was a light bulb moment. Lorna, the way that you explained this one piece made so much sense. Anytime you're having breakthroughs, you can send me over a message, wherever we're connected on Instagram, Facebook, and let me know what your biggest takeaways are. And that will be you'll be entered to draw to win the giveaway. I want you to be genuine. I don't want you to say day one was so good. Okay, what about it? I want to hear your breakthroughs, because this is not just gonna obviously have you enter to win the giveaway. This is for you. I didn't just listen to what Lorna said. This was a golden nugget. This was a golden nugget. And it's actually going to really support you as well too. Okay. So either leaving a rating and review on the Ditch Decade Diets podcast, screenshot it, send it over to me so that I can know that you've done it. Or throughout the 3 days, anytime you're having a breakthrough, an aha moment, Lauren, the way that you said this landed so deeply for me, you can send me a message and I'll keep track of that. Okay. And then there will be prizes anywhere between $111 to $332 in badass credits to use towards some coaching and programs. Okay. Okay, 3-day masterclass. Today is day 1, tomorrow's day 2. Then we have day 3, same Zoom link for all 3, 11 a.m. EST. The link is also in your calendar to auto-populate it onto your calendar. Okay. Okay, so let's begin. I named this masterclass from badass to binge free because I know that if you are here, you're already a badass. You give everything. You give it your all in everything that you do. You're driven, you're committed. When you say you're going to do something, you do it. And if that even just the first line resonated with you, let me know in the chat box if you're like, yep, when I say I'm going to do something, I do it. I give it my all. When I say I'm going to do something, I do it. I attract a lot of people in my world that live a good life, right? Great relationship, great family life, great career. You want to be the greatest version of yourself. You're a go-getter. But you just haven't figured out this whole food thing yet. And it drives you absolutely bonkers. I have people that come to me, they're like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm so disciplined in so many areas of my life. And, I love eating healthy. I love working out. That's not a problem for me. I just can't for the life of me not give in to my urges. I'm in the best relationship. I'm a fiance or I've been married for 20 years. We're in the best relationship. Things are going well in my personal life, but honestly, the food noise, it's just so freaking loud. I just can't stop thinking about food. I'm really good at my job. I give 110% in my career, but food just has so much control over me. And I know how frustrating this can be because it doesn't feel like the real you. Deep down, you're like, at 8 o'clock at night when I'm like mindlessly snacking after crushing it in my career, like that doesn't actually feel like me. When your husband leaves the house and all of a sudden you grab the peanut butter and you're like standing there with a tablespoon, just like eating it. You're like, what? This doesn't even feel like me. And oftentimes it's frustrating because you've built this really good life for yourself, but it feels like I can't really enjoy it. It's like I have this great relationship. I have this great family life or whatever the case may be, but it's like I feel like I just can't really enjoy it because the food noise. Because I'm at the restaurant, I'm trying to be present with my husband, but I'm thinking about like what I should order. And so this is why you're probably here. You're like, yeah, I know I'm a badass in like every single area of my life except for my relationship with food. And right here in this moment, there's 2 options that you have. Option 1, you can see it as I'm so frustrated because I'm motivated, I'm dedicated, I'm committed in all these areas of my life, but I'm always going to struggle with my relationship with food. You could see it like that. Like you could see healing your relationship with food, conquering binge eating as something that's different. It's more challenging. I'll always have a good life, but like food's always going to be a struggle for me. Or you can see it as because I'm so committed, because I'm so dedicated, because I'm so ambitious in all these areas of my life, I'm going to heal my relationship with food. I'm going to conquer. I'm going to become binge free. Most people often veer towards option 1 because you are seeing conquering binge eating as something different, something more challenging than all the other things that you've had to overcome in your life. It feels like it's this massive mountain that you have to climb, and it's just different. No, but you don't get it. It's more challenging. It feels impossible. The only reason it feels like that is number 1, you don't have the proper strategy, which I'll get into tomorrow. But the second reason is you're sabotaging with your mindset. And this is why today we're going to be focusing on the mindset piece. How you think, the thoughts that you think, your mindset impacts your ability to actually trust and believe that you can conquer. It impacts your ability to actually take action and make progress, your mindset is everything. You can know all the tools. I can give you all the tools, which we're going to dive into tomorrow. But if you don't have the right mindset, it's going to feel like, oh, but I've tried everything. No, but I've tried everything. Oh, but you don't understand. I've been restricting since I was 7 years old, but you don't understand. But I have these gut issues, but you don't understand. It's always going to feel like something is in the way, like there's this big mountain that you have to first climb, and it's challenging. Your mindset is everything. You know that you shouldn't feel guilty for going out for ice cream with your family, and there's still guilt happening. You know that if you see a photo of yourself and you don't love it, like, come on, don't beat yourself up, and you just feel like, I just can't shake it. And sometimes it's more frustrating when you know all the things of what to do, because then you're like, well, what's my excuse? I used to say all the time, like, I would rather be oblivious. I'd rather not know what to do, because if I didn't know what to do, then I can just say, well, then I don't know what to do. But if you know what to do and you're just not doing it, sometimes that's harder to look at yourself in the mirror and be like, it's because you're sabotaging with your mindset. So your mindset is the thing that's holding you back. It's the reason that you haven't been able to go binge months without binging just yet. It's the mindset piece. It's the mindset that is actually sabotaging you. And we're going to have a deep conversation today on what this actually looks like and how this plays out. I first want to share a little bit of a story. So in 2019, that was the year, it was actually January 31st. That was the year I was ready to heal my relationship with food. I was ready to tackle binge eating head on. I wasn't interested in, like, let me try to maybe heal my relationship with food. Like, hopefully I can heal. I was like, I'm doing this. Like, when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. But there was something different. It felt like there was something different about conquering binge eating. I was implementing the brain-based tools consistently. I released my food rules, so I was no longer dieting. I was giving myself grace. I was paying attention to my hunger and fullness cues. I was meditating. I was doing breath work. I had a morning routine. I had an evening routine. I was rewiring my brain. But it felt like everyone else around me was conquering binge eating faster than me. All I heard was, I haven't binged in months. I went to this restaurant and I ordered the best pizza, and I just actually left a few pieces on my plate when I've had enough. I had the entire house to myself all weekend. My husband wasn't home, and I honestly didn't even have the desire to binge. And although I was happy to hear all these wins and all these successes, I was like, that feels like a dream, because that's actually not my reality right now. My urges are still really strong. Going out for dinner, I mean, I always had the all or nothing mentality because I didn't go out for dinner a lot. So it was like a big deal. What do you mean? If I order pizza, I'm not leaving anything on my plate. I'm cleaning my plate. And then I'm probably going to order dessert because I don't do this often. And being home alone, you didn't have the desire to binge? Well, that's normally when I binge. But here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. When I saw everyone else having these wins, I didn't let other people's wins or seeing other people conquering much faster than I mean anything about me and my ability to conquer binge eating. I didn't let my mind spiral into stories. See, this person can do it and I can't. I don't know, maybe it's more challenging for me. Maybe I'm an exception. Maybe I'm just different. I knew that everybody's journey is going to look different. And even if my journey felt a little bit slower, I knew that I was still going to conquer. It's really easy to have the belief, but I can't. Oh, because, I have these gut issues. So I actually have to be mindful of dairy and gluten. No, but you don't understand. Like, for me, I have these like health and fitness goals, and I actually care about the way that I look. I care about my appearance. So yeah, I don't know if I can. Oh, but like I really care about what I put in my body. I don't want to be eating donuts and chocolate all day. Like I don't want to have complete freedom. I don't want to just be eating whatever I want. Oh no, but you don't understand my job. My job is really busy and I'm very overwhelmed right now in the season of my life. You can go on and on and on. And I had those thoughts. I had those thoughts because that was also my reality. I did have a lot of gut issues and I did need to be mindful of gluten and dairy. I couldn't eat whatever I wanted like most people. But I didn't see this as a roadblock. Some people would see it as a roadblock. This is why I can't conquer. And I saw it as this is going to be part of my story. That I'm going to have to go through this and I'm going to have to figure this out. I'm going to have to navigate this. And then one day I'm going to tell the world and I'm going to inspire someone else who also has gut health issues and show them that they can also conquer despite having gut issues, because that's what I did. I had health and fitness goals. I cared about my appearance. But instead of seeing it as that's why I can't conquer, I believe that I could conquer binge eating in a way that's going to feel really good for me. And so I still had health and fitness goals, and I actually became healthier. I literally felt the best I've ever felt in my own skin and with my health and my relationship with food. I didn't want to be eating donuts and chips all day long. So I didn't do that. I didn't focus on food freedom. We're going to talk about this a little bit later, but I wasn't focused on what is everyone else doing. Everyone else is just allowing themselves to eat Pop-Tarts and donuts. I didn't want that. I cared about my health. So what I wanted was, yeah, sure, I want to be able to enjoy some ice cream without feeling guilty or without spiraling out of control. But I care about actually what I put in my body. I'm not going to see that as the reason why I can't conquer. See, I'm different. I saw it as I'm going to find a way to be able to do this that still is in alignment with the values that I have with my health. I proved that it was possible. There was thoughts of like, oh my goodness, I have my own business. It was 2019. It's like I work such long hours, but other people work long hours. So you can either see these things as like, this is why I can't conquer, but my situation is different. But I have gut health issues, but so did I, and I conquered. Oh, but I have health and fitness goals, so did I, and I conquered. Oh, but like work is really busy and I work these really long hours, so did I, and I conquered. You have to choose what you want to believe. Do you want to believe that there is something getting in the way of you conquering binge eating? Or do you want to believe actually nothing is in the way, except for me believing that something is in the way? I'm telling you right now that there's nothing in the way. Except for the fact that you believe something is in the way, something like there's something in the way. Nothing is in the way. Your situation isn't different. You're not the exception. All of those things aren't preventing you from conquering binge eating. It's you believing that something is in the way that's actually preventing you from conquering binge eating. That's self-sabotage. And this is a protective mechanism. It's like, I'm going to use work being super busy as an excuse because if I don't actually conquer, then I have something to blame it on. Oh, see, that's why I gave into my urge today because, work is so busy. That's why, she's conquered much faster than me, but like my job's super overwhelming. It's like, it's a protective mechanism to keep you safe from feeling disappointment. I don't want to feel disappointed. Like, what if I try and it doesn't work? And if it doesn't work, I'm going to feel disappointed. So I'm just going to probably say, yeah, it's probably not going to work for me because I'm super overwhelmed. Yeah, it's probably not going to work for me because I have these gut health issues. I'm just going to tell myself that my situation is different. I'm just going to tell myself that, I'm the exception because I won't feel disappointed if I don't conquer. This is self-sabotage. I didn't make excuses. I didn't say I can't conquer because of XYZ. This, that, and the other. I said, I'm going to conquer no matter what. So when I saw people conquering faster than me, I did not say, see, she doesn't have gut health issues. She can eat whatever she wants, but I have to be mindful. I just said, I just haven't conquered yet. Yet. I will, but I haven't conquered yet. When most people will feel defeated when they see everyone else, sharing all these wins, I haven't binged in months. I don't even think about food. You can either feel defeated or you can see it as, I'm so excited. Thank you for showing me what's possible. Your turn is coming, and it's just a matter of time. And I want you to let that fuel you in being consistent versus pulling the plug. Because you can either look at people who are conquering binge eating much faster than you, and you can let that bring you down and say, see, like, I don't know, like I must be different. Or you can choose to learn from them, get close to them. Okay, I'm gonna be mindful of their mindset. When they overeat, how do they respond afterwards? What's their mindset afterwards? Oh, they actually don't speak really negatively about themselves. Okay, interesting. And you know what they actually do? After a session of overeating, and even if they did binge, they're very eager of extracting the lessons. Okay, well then what can I do differently next time? There's so much wisdom to learn from them. Instead of getting triggered, it's like, I'm going to learn from them. Like, why are they so successful? Instead of being like, see, they can conquer, I'm the exception. I'm going to extract their mindset. I'm going to pay attention to how they're even speaking to themselves and their faith and their ability to actually conquer. If you actually pay attention, there's always patterns. Those people aren't like, something is in the way, I'm the exception. They're like, I'm going to do this no matter what, regardless of how long it's going to take me, regardless of how much time and energy I need to put into this. I'm going to be committed no matter what. And when you embody this mindset, it's not a matter of like, am I going to conquer? You will. It's just a matter of when. It's not a matter of am I. It's just a matter of when. So knowing this is important, but you might be like, okay, but like, how do I embody this mindset? Okay, like, sure, like I need to be positive. I need to have a good mindset. What does this mean? I want to be clear that you don't have to right now in this moment, depending on obviously where you're at in your journey, everyone's at different stages. You don't have to fully believe that you can conquer, but there needs to be this knowing that I will. And this is duality, right? Because it's like, you don't have to fully believe that you're going to do it, because the reality is you haven't done it yet, right? So it's like, I don't know if I can. But there does need to have this like knowingness, this faith that I'm going to do it because it's actually who I am. I'm this badass. I don't give up. I don't pull the plug when things get challenging. I don't stop when things get hard. I keep going. I keep showing up for myself. This is faith. This is faith. And then I want to dive deeper into this concept. I didn't conquer binge eating because it was a walk in the park. I didn't conquer binge eating because I 100% believed that it was possible for me. I conquered binge eating because I had faith. And what this means, faith isn't, I know I'm going to conquer. Yep, I have so much belief. Oh, yes, I just know I'm going to do it. Faith isn't, I'm feeling so good this week, honestly, no binges, no sessions of overeating. I feel so good. So, of course, yep, I believe I can conquer. Faith isn't, I believe I can do this. I believe I can conquer. And then something happens and you have one of the worst binges of your life and you're like, actually, never mind. I don't think I can do this. Why are people conquering faster than me? I was having such a good week and I thought I can do it, but maybe now I can't. That's not faith. Faith is, I am going to conquer no matter what, despite the struggles, despite the ups and the downs, despite my current results giving me zero evidence that I can do this. I just trust that there is a way out. This is actually what faith is. This is what faith is. And so many people believe that conquering binge eating is about like, I need 100% believe that I can conquer. Well, I don't believe I can, so I probably won't. You don't have to fully believe, but you do need faith. Because conquering binge eating is not dependent on your current results or your current belief. It's dependent on your level of faith. So if you believe conquering binge eating, like my ability to conquer binge eating depends on my current results. Well, what are your current results? Again, depending on the stage of where you're at in your journey, your current results might be, oh, I'm still thinking about food a lot. Well, I just had a session of overeating last week. Still giving into my urges. Those are your results. So if conquering binge eating was dependent on that result, would you believe that you can conquer? No, because you're like, this is my reality. And same with your belief. Conquering binge eating is not dependent on your belief. You don't have to fully believe, like, I am going to do this, because you don't know what that's going to look like. It's the people who have faith. I don't need evidence. I'm not going to look at my current results to determine whether I'm going to conquer or not. I'm just going to have faith that it's possible for me. And it's hard when your current evidence and your current results are telling you otherwise. But conquering binge eating is not dependent on your current results, and it's not dependent on your current beliefs. It's dependent on your level of faith. It's the people who have faith that conquer. It's the people who aren't tied up in timelines. Like, I better be binge free by tomorrow. They just trust that it's going to happen regardless of their current results. And how you get to this place, it's who I am. At the beginning of this training, I said, I named this masterclass From Badass to Binge Free, because being a badass is who you are. It's like, I give my all in everything that I do, and this is not different. I thrive in so many areas of my life. This is not different. It's who I am. It's who you are. I didn't fully believe that I can conquer binge eating because of the current results that I had. I was still binging. I was still having crazy food thoughts. My urges were strong. And if I dictated whether I was going to conquer or not, depending on my current results, I'd be like, well, it's not possible for me. But I just trusted that I knew I had it in me because of who I am. I'm not somebody that gives up. And that's truly why I conquered. And I know it's why you're going to conquer as well too, but you have to see that within yourself. And before I even continue, in the chat box, I want you to rate your current mindset. So let's do, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 is I have faith. I trust. I don't need the evidence. I just know I will. It's just a matter of time. Like, I know I'm going to be able to do this. And 1 is I don't really have a lot of faith. When I don't see results, I get mad. I get frustrated. I still think I'm the exception. It's harder for me. It's different. Where are you at on a scale of 1 to 10? Let me know if you're here live with me. Let me know in the chat box. Maria, 10. Helena, 9. My badass client, hello. Aaron, 8.5. Okay, amazing. Keep dropping them in the chat box. And don't worry if people are posting 10, 9, 8, and you're like, I'm at a 1. Or maybe you're like, yeah, I have a lot of faith. Let me know in the chat box. So having faith is really important. And actually, where did I put my phone? Oh, there was a quote, something that popped up on my feed yesterday. I'm actually, just give me a second. I want to actually grab it. I want to read this off to you. 1 second. Okay. I want to read this quote off to you because I think this is really important. So this quote popped up on my feed yesterday. It was more business related, but I'm going to tie it back to your relationship with food. I feel like it's perfect timing. This quote said, entrepreneurship is realizing that the person that you have to become is harder to build than the business itself. AKA, conquering binge eating is realizing that the person that you have to become is harder to build than conquering binge eating itself. Who you need to become along this journey is often harder than conquering binge eating itself, because you can know all the tools, you can know what to do, but there's often a disconnect between actually implementing because it requires you to shift your mindset. Who are you being? Who are you after a session of overeating? When a thought pops up in your mind that says, okay, but I've been like restricting and binging for 10 years of my life, it's all I've known. It requires you to be the person that says, you know what, but things are going to be different now. When a thought pops up in your mind that says like, oh, but the food noise is so loud. I'm not even dieting. I stopped dieting so long ago. Why am I still thinking about food? It requires you to be that person that says, you know what, soon enough, I'm going to be enjoying the delicious sandwich, even though I had bread for breakfast, and I'm not even going to think about the bread that I had for breakfast. It's who you are being in this journey, how you choose to think. That's often harder than actually conquering binge eating itself. Clara says, my faith changes on a day-to-day, week-by-week basis. And see, this is, thank you for sharing this, but this is circumstantial. So this isn't actually faith, because faith is no matter what. Today, tomorrow, next week, when a shit storm hits, when I've had binge-free days for months, and also when it's binge after binge after binge, overthinking, crazy food thoughts, emotionally eating. Faith is not only when I see it working, only when I feel good. Okay, this week I've been feeling really good, I believe. Faith is no matter what. In the sunshine, in the rainbows, in the crazy food noise, when I just had a binge, when I was feeling so good in my own skin, and then somebody commented and triggered me, and I still trust that I can do this. This is actual faith. And oftentimes, when our faith wavers and it goes up and it goes down, it goes up and it goes down, this is when the results waver as well, too, where it's like, I'll have a few good days with food, and then it'd be like, sweets, I need sweets, I need sweets. And then it's like back to back sweets, sweets, sweets. So our faith can't be dependent on results, and the results can't be dependent on the faith. So this mindset piece is really important. And this is where you have to get honest with yourself. Are you truly doing everything that you can to conquer? Because having faith is important, right? Having faith, trusting is important. But there's a very big difference between I just trust, and like not doing anything. I just trust one day I'm going to conquer, but like I'm just doing the same things or I'm actually not really making many changes, that's very different than I trust and I have faith and I'm plugged into support and I am implementing the tools consistently and I'm staying locked in with my badass mindset. There's a very big difference. So sometimes faith can waver because it's like, I trust, but if the action piece isn't there, then sometimes the results aren't there. So you have to ask yourself, but am I doing everything in my power? Anybody can say, I trust it will happen. But I trust it will happen is very different than I trust it will happen because every day I'm showing up for myself. I'm plugged into support. I'm practicing not giving into my urges. So it's easier for the faith to be there when you know that every single day you're putting in some type of action and some type of effort. And we're going to tomorrow on day 2, I'm going to talk more about the strategy of things. So it's like, okay, we know what actions to take. But this is just where you have to get radically honest with yourself. Okay. So focusing on who you need to be in this journey is really important. And it's often the differentiator factor between somebody who actually conquers and somebody who doesn't. Faith plus action and focusing on who you're being. It's not that this person conquered because she's more capable than you. It's that this person conquered because she has faith, because every day she's taking action. She's trusting the process. She's not worried about timelines. She's not beating herself up if she's overeaten. It's not like, I better be binge free by tomorrow. This is where 2 people can learn the exact same tools. One person can look at a tool and say, that's probably not going to work for me, so I'm not going to use it. And then somebody else looks at the tool and they're like, I'm so open to another approach. I know I have to do things differently. What if this was the thing that actually helped me not give in to my next urge? What if this thing was the key? What if rewiring my brain was the key to sustainably conquering? 2 people can have the exact same tools, but where is your mindset? Oh, it's probably not going to work. I've tried a million different things. Yeah, this probably isn't going to work. I'm not even going to try that because I'm still going to give in to my urges, no matter how strongly I feel. So I'm not going to bother trying it. Compared to someone else that's like, what if this actually works? What if this is a tool that actually changes my life? They're eager to try something different instead of thinking like it's probably not going to work. When you automatically think it's probably not going to work, you're almost guaranteed that it's not going to work. Compared to, I'm going to be open to a new approach. I'm going to be open to trying things differently. Because what if this is a thing that can actually change everything for me? When you think something is not going to work, you don't bother trying it because you're like, I'm just going to give in to my urges. That's what I always do. I'm still going to mindlessly snack in the evening. When you say to yourself, I am open to a new approach. I'm excited to learn from Lauren. I'm excited to implement these tools. I'm ready for a better relationship with food. I'm open. I know I have to do things differently. If I just keep doing what I've always done and expect a different results, like that's crazy. I'm going to be open. What if this actually works? What if this is the thing that helps me reconnect with my hunger and fullness cues, and then I'm able to stop eating when I'm full? That person is going to conquer binge eating much faster than somebody else with the exact same tool. It's not the tool itself that's going to help you conquer. We're going to talk about the tools tomorrow, but it's not the tool itself. If you don't nail this first piece of the mindset, it doesn't matter what tools I give you. I can give you 10 of the top best tools to not give into your urges. But if you say, yeah, I'm not going to even bother trying that because I'm probably just going to give in, it's not going to work. But if you say, I am open, I'm gonna give this a shot. I'm gonna try this. Because what if it's a thing that actually helps me not give in? And what if that means that I'm one step closer to conquering? That person with their openness, their shift in their perspective and their mindset, they're gonna conquer much faster. It's all in how you see things. Even if I'm gonna give you an example, if it's been 1 month, okay, if it's been 1 month and you didn't completely stop binge eating yet, I mean, let's be honest, 1 month. But let's say 1 month, but your mindset has completely shifted. Like your mindset is a night and day difference. You enjoy a cookie with your lunch and it's not even a big deal. You're having less urges. Even if you've just overeaten, you're like, that's like, I'm a badass. Tomorrow's a brand new day. You're at the restaurant, you're ordering pizza, and you're stopping when you're full, no matter how good it is. You don't have the all or nothing mentality anymore. Even if you still haven't conquered binge eating yet, how would you feel? You haven't conquered yet, but like there's all these changes. You know, you're out to dinner and you're not feeling like you have to clean your plate. Your urges are less intense. Your mindset is completely different. How would you feel? Maybe you're not even really binging, but you're still kind of like overeating and it's way better than how it was before. How would you feel? If at this point that is not your current reality, you'd probably be ecstatic. You'd probably be like, oh my goodness, this is fantastic. But what I often see is some people will get there and they're like, but I'm not there yet. Okay, well, I'm having less food thoughts, but like I'm still thinking about food. And they bypass their progress. They don't focus on the things that are actually going well, the things that they've once dreamt of. They're like, oh my goodness. If you would have told me that I would be able to like have less urges, I would be like, thank you. But now you have less urge and you're like, yeah, but they're still popping up. Yeah, but it's not good enough. But I'm not binge free yet. If you focus on the fact that you are not there yet, you rob yourself of the joy, you rob yourself of the celebration, and you actually prevent yourself from making this a repeatable process. Your brain's like, well, I mean, if you can't be grateful for the fact that you're having less urges, what makes me think that you're going to be grateful if you have no urges? There's going to be things that you do with food that you once dreamt of. Saying no, your coworker brings in pizza and you don't want any, so you say no instead of people pleasing. Your mom brings you your favorite cookies and you just leave them on your counter for a few days, like one of my badass clients, and she's like, I'm just going to eat them when I'm craving it. I'm not going to just eat it because it's there. That's going to happen for you. But if you don't celebrate, if you're like, yeah, but I'm not binge free yet. Yeah, but I'm still having food thoughts. You're not acknowledging the progress that you've already made. And you're so focused on where, like, the work that you still have to do. What makes you think that you're going to be proud of yourself later on? If you can't be proud of yourself now, what makes you think you're going to be proud of yourself later on? It's always going to be, it's not good enough. If you can't celebrate the small wins, you won't celebrate the big wins. Sustainable results happen when you don't bypass any wins. And this is why every single client call, before we even dive in, I'm like, let's start off by hearing some wins, because you need to see how far you've come instead of focusing on I'm not there yet. Seeing how far you've come is actually what catapults more results. I see this all the time. It's like, if only I just was binging like just a little bit less, like please, just a little bit less. And then that happens. But you're like, yeah, but I'm still overeating. And you will overcome all the different stages, right? Binging, feeling out of control, you're going to overcome. Overeating, where you're not out of control, but it's like, okay, I didn't need that second slice. You're going to overcome emotional eating, where you can process your emotions without needing to make yourself feel better with food. You're going to overcome every single stage, but it's easier to overcome every single stage when you're grateful for the fact that what you once dreamt of like, if only I can just stop being so impulsive, I'd be so grateful. And you were actually grateful, not like, okay, but now I'm here, but like I'm still overeating. You have to be grateful for the progress that you've already made. That's what actually makes it a repeatable process. If you've ever gone like a month without binging, and then maybe it feels like it came back, it didn't just come back. It's the fact that you were beating yourself up thinking I should be so much further along, that made you sabotage your progress instead of being like, I can't even believe that I had like a really good month. Like, sure, maybe I was like binging, but like maybe I wasn't binging. Like, okay, sure, I was doing a little bit of overeating, but the fact that I didn't have these crazy binges, like, holy moly, instead of thinking, but I'm still overeating. It's that perspective shift. You can either say, I'm not there yet, I'm still overeating, or I dreamt of being at this place where I could say, I haven't binged all month. I mean, maybe there's a little bit of overeating, but I wanted to be at this place for so long. And then you got there and you're like, yeah, but it's not good enough. You can want more and the results are going to come. More results are going to come. But instead of it's not good enough, will I ever get there? It's thank you for what I've been able to do. And I'm so grateful and I'm going to celebrate this and I'm not going to bypass it. And this kind of ties into the next piece where this is all going to come together, even when I was talking about the faith piece. Melanie Ann Layer was talking in a training I was listening to, and she said, prayers aren't please God. It's I thank you, God, for XYZ. Prayers aren't please can I conquer? Please take binge eating away from me. Please allow me to stop. Please. It's thank you. When you're saying please take binge eating away from me. Please allow me to stop thinking about food. Please, I just want a normal relationship with food. Please allow me to just eat like a normal freaking human. Please. When you say please, you don't actually believe you can do it. So you're like, please, I pray for this. Please. Versus thank you. When you say thank you, you trust you will. Thank you for removing binge eating from my life. Thank you for allowing me to eat like a normal person again. Thank you for the food thoughts to finally have gone away. Thank you. When you say, please take this struggle away from me. Please, I hope. It's like, I hope I can, please. And I used to do this at the beginning of my journey. I remember looking at myself in the mirror and I'm like, please just like take this away from my life. Please. And that was because there wasn't a lot of like faith. It was like, I hopefully I can. But thank you is like, I know it's going to happen, even if I can't see it yet. I'm thanking you in advance because I trust myself. Please is I hope, I wish, I pray, please. But I don't know if it's going to work. Like, please versus thank you. I trust. Even if I don't see it working yet, I trust that it's going to happen. I had this epiphany moment. Many of you guys know my shower story. When I was in the shower one day and I had this download, this hit that said, you're going to conquer. And it didn't just say you're going to conquer. It said you're going to conquer and you're going to help people from all around the world. And I was like, this doesn't make any sense. I'm not even binge free. Wait, I'm still binging. So to think that I'm going to conquer is a stretch, but then also to think that I'm going to like create a global movement around the world and help hundreds of clients in around the world conquer binge eating, like that's kind of crazy. Where did this thought come from? But I didn't need evidence. I didn't need proof. I felt this pull of like, I am going to conquer. And I showed up every single day like I was going to. And that's why I did. It didn't make sense that I got this thought, this download, like you're going to conquer one day and then you're going to help other people. I'm like, okay, based off my current results, this doesn't make logical sense. My results didn't show me that I can conquer, but I didn't need the results. I didn't say, oh, that must have been a really weird thought. I'm like, there was a feeling, there was a pull, there was strong faith despite my current results. This is actually faith. Like, this is actually what it was in real time when I got this download. You're going to conquer. And I'm like, okay, but like, it doesn't make sense based off of where I'm at. I'm pretty sure that day that I hopped into the shower, I just binged. And I'm like, where is this coming from? But remember, conquering binge eating is not dependent upon your current results. If you are basing your current results on whether or not you can conquer or not, it's always going to be like, I can't. And this is even the difference. You know, somebody who needs results to then trust that it's going to work, that same person is like, it better work this month. It better work this month versus I am going to do whatever it takes until it works. And then it's going to work. I'm going to show up every single day like I'm going to conquer binge eating and that person's going to conquer. The difference between this better work this month versus I'm going to show up and I'm going to do it. I'm going to do what it takes until I actually conquer. That mindset is a lot different. If you look at any successful person, I like to look at Olympians, singers, artists, even people who've conquered binge eating. If you pay attention to their story, it's never like, I tried for a month and I was like so successful. Like I posted one video on YouTube and I became a famous singer. I ran track a few times and then I qualified for the Olympics. I didn't give in to one urge and now I'm binge free. It's never that. It's the people who are resilient, who have a long-term context, a long-term mindset. They didn't just post one video on YouTube and expect to become a famous singer. They post it over and over and over and over and over again. They practice their songs over and over and over again. They didn't give up when no one discovered them after posting on YouTube for a month. They're like, it's going to take some time. Even if they got hate, they kept going because they had faith. An Olympian athlete doesn't run track once and they're like, I'm so good, I'm going to be an Olympian. They've ran track over and over and over again. They trained for it. They worked on their mindset. They trained their body. They trained their mind. They hired the top experts to help them to get there. The people that conquer binge eating, they're not like, I tried for a week and now I'm free. They're part of our badass community. They're using the tools. They're implementing the tools. They have faith. They trust the process. Not just for a week, for a month, for 2 months, 3 months. It's like, I'm going to do what it takes. Every successful person, no matter singer, artist, Olympian, they put in the freaking reps over and over and over again. And then here You might be beating yourself up of like, why am I not binge free yet? It just hasn't happened yet, but it will. Just like the basketball player who tried out and somebody told them, you're never going to be successful. And now they're in the NBA. You just haven't conquered yet, but you will. You won't if you're like, but it's been a month. But I'm trying. I haven't given to my urges all week. Fantastic. And then let's do that again. And then let's do that again. My famous phrase, repetition is what rewires your brain. Repetition, repetition, repetition. Not just once, not just for a month, repetition, repetition, repetition. Are you thinking this better work this month, or are you saying, I'm going to do this until it works? Because, man, when you have that mindset, you're going to conquer. And something that can support you with this mindset is having radical responsibility. What I mean by this is taking ownership over your results. And what I mean by that is my clients often, like, they don't come to me and they say, it's not working. My clients don't come on coaching calls. They're like, Lauren, it's not working. Even if, let's say, they just gave into an urge, or let's say they've overeaten, let's say, for the past few days. They don't come to me and say it's not working. They have radical responsibility, which means, okay, I'm going to reflect and I'm going to ask myself, okay, did I use the tools? Or did I just say F it and give in? Did I take radical responsibility? And have I been using the tools? Okay, you know what? Actually, no, I'm going to go back to the portal and I'm going to watch the trainings again because I know that nothing changes if nothing changes. So I'm going to go watch the training again. I know I can plug it a little bit more into the community. I know I need to be mindful of where my mind goes when I've just overeaten, because actually last week I've overate and I wasn't really speaking the best to myself. Radical responsibility. Knowing that nothing changes if nothing changes. And I have my story about my nighttime eating. And there was this point where I had to take radical responsibility. So at the time in 2019, when I got support, I remember saying, like, I just don't get it. Like, I can eat healthy all day, but come the evening, that's when I struggle the most. And I remember at the time, my coach recommended a suggestion to me. So I used to pack my lunch in the evening, and then I'd be nitpicking. It'd be like 9:00 at night. And I'm like, why am I doing this? So my coach suggested that I packed my lunch at a different time. And I said in my head, yeah, that's probably not going to work. Yeah, I already get up early. That's probably not going to work. So I didn't use that tool. The next time I hopped on a coaching call, I'm like, but I'm still struggling with nighttime. I'm still just mindlessly snacking. I don't get it. And she said, well, did you try the suggestion that I recommended last time we were on a coaching call? And I had to get very radically honest and take radical ownership and responsibility and say, actually, I didn't. And at that moment, there was a tough love conversation. And she said something along, this was 2019, something along the lines of like, you need to implement the tools in order for things to change. And it's like, intellectually, I knew that. But what did I say at the beginning of this conversation? If you think a tool isn't going to work, you're not going to use it. And so I, being very honest, I'm like, it's probably not going to work. It's probably not going to work. So I didn't use it. But then I can't keep on saying, but I'm still binging at night, but I'm still mindlessly snacking if I'm not taking radical ownership and utilizing the tools. So that moment changed my freaking life. I started taking radical ownership, radical responsibility. And my clients do the same. And they love when I give them tough love now, because I know that that's what changed my life. And it's like, when you recognize, like, wait a minute, I have to get honest with myself. Am I doing everything that I can? Am I taking ownership? Am I taking radical responsibility? Am I using the tools? Am I practicing not giving into my urges? Okay, well, I could be reframing my thoughts a little bit differently. Okay, I'm going to take ownership. This is the whole concept of rewiring your brain, doing things differently, changing your thoughts, changing your actions, trying different tools, implementing the brain-based tools. Not just trying to tell yourself, like, don't give in. It's actually utilizing the tools, which again, we're going to talk about tomorrow, but you have to get honest with yourself. You have to get honest with yourself. That moment changed my life when I was like, well, I can't be saying that I'm still mindlessly snacking if I'm not implementing the tools. So taking radical ownership and radical responsibility will change your life. And people are so so afraid of like trying a new tool. What did I say? If you think a tool isn't going to work, you're not going to use it, and then nothing's going to change. But if you use a tool with like, I'm going to be open to this. What if this actually does end my nighttime eating? What if I can actually come home and I could go to sleep and rest and feel very well rested, instead of mindlessly snacking like, oh, what if this can actually work? You're more than likely to stop your mindless snacking than thinking it's probably not going to work and then not doing anything and then still continuing to mindlessly snack. So this is a huge piece. Now, today was heavily focused on the mindset piece. And if you don't have the right mindset, as you can see, self-sabotage is very easy to creep in. But this is not just all. You can have a really good mindset. You can have faith. You can trust the process. But again, if you don't have the proper tools, it's also going to be challenging. So this was part 1, working on your mindset. And tomorrow is part 2, actually learning the root and rewire process, because you can say, I want it badly. I have faith. I trust. I'm ready to conquer. But if you don't actually know how to not give into your urges, how to quiet the food noise, how to stop when you're full, doesn't matter how much faith you have, there needs to be the action. Like I said, faith plus action. It's not just I believe and I trust and hope. I have so much faith, like I know I'm going to do it. Okay, but there needs to be the action piece. So tomorrow's training is going to be learning my root and rewire process of how to actually rewire your brain out of these habitual cycles. Okay, so I'm very, very excited about that. Now, as a reminder for the giveaway, I'm giving away anywhere between $111 to $333 in badass credits to use towards any of my programs. And again, if you're a current client, you can use this towards VIP or some personalized coaching. All you need to do is leave a rating and a review on the Ditch Decade Diets podcast. Send a screenshot, message me so I know you've done it. And or any takeaways from even today's call, send me a message. Lorna, when you said this really resonated with me. This really landed. Let me know what resonated with you, what landed, any breakthroughs, any aha moments. Send me a message on my Instagram or wherever we're connected. Let me know what your biggest takeaways are, and you'll be entered into the draw. Okay. So make sure it's genuine from your heart. I'm actually very interested in seeing your breakthroughs and your takeaways. Okay. So thank you guys so much for being here for day 1, which was the mindset. We have day 2 tomorrow, which is on the root and rewire process strategy. And then we have day 3 as well too. So thank you guys so much for being here. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and we'll see you guys soon. Okay. Bye guys.